Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Bola. I'm a registered nurse currently working and living in the United Kingdom. I share information around immigration, like my lifestyle in the UK, and a couple of other beautiful stuff. So if you something that catches your interest, definitely keep watching. Now today, let's settle this once and for all. You world, Archer, which one is best? Okay, if you're coming across my channel for the first time, I recently passed my Nclex exam, which is the qualifying exam you need to practice as a nurse in the United States. Yeah, so I shared that news on Instagram and I've been getting a couple of questions around the whole process and everything. I recently dropped a video talking about the whole process from start to finish. Today, we are going to be focusing on what materials you need to use in preparation for your Nclex examination. Now, I'm going to be talking based on my experience, and just to give you a background knowledge, I am a mom to two toddlers and I work as a full-time registered nurse with the NHS England. I have a family, I have my job, I have other responsibilities because I'm also a student studying a master's in healthcare administration. So my hands are full. I've got a lot going. And for me to be able to practice my Nclex, prepare for my Nclex and pass on my first attempt, it is not my power. I give all the glory to God. But at the same time, I read and I prepared. God crowned my efforts. Yeah. I'm grateful for that. But I'm not just going to come here and say, oh, God did it. God did it, but I also played my part. I'm going to be, getting into the nitty-gritty of how I prepared in case you're in a situation like mine and you're looking for what to do, how to do, you get. So let's just dive right into it before I waste your time. So the first thing I'm going to say is you must learn to shut your ears from all the information out there. There are a lot of scary information about Nclex, and when people talk about Nclex, they're like the almighty Nclex. I was once there. I felt, oh, almighty Nclex. I was so scared to my bone. And one thing I noticed is the fear is one of the major drawback, the major factor that holds you back from actually passing the Nclex. So first thing you need to do is you need to shut your ears from the fears, from the noise, and just put it on the side. And just tell yourself, if you've been a nurse for a couple of years and you've practiced and you've worked on people, you've taken care of people, you've nurtured people, you've helped them to get back to their optimum level of health, then you can pass Nclex. Take it from me, I'm telling you the truth. Now, how do you plan your Nclex study? First thing I'm going to say is it is not an easy ride. I started practicing for my Nclex actively in November and I wrote my exam in January. Before then, I had just been reading on and off, nothing consistent, but consistently, I started practicing in November and I wrote my Nclex in January and I passed. It is not easy. It is a lot of work. You're going to make a lot of sacrifices. I had to sacrifice my sleep. I have to sacrifice my comfort, which is something you must be ready to do. You must be ready to sacrifice your comfort, your sleep. It's just for 3 months. What I told myself is, it's just for 3 months, Bimbola. Once you put all your energy and you study for these 3 months, once you pass, that's it. That's the end. Like, you've done it, it's done, it's gone forever. You've passed, that's it. That's all that there is to it. So you must first talk yourself into the reality of what is ahead of you. I'm writing my Nclex at so time. I need the focus, I need the concentration, I need to do this to pass. And if you're married and you have a partner, carry your partner along and let him know. I told my husband, I'm not going to be available as much as you want me to in the next couple of months because of this exam. So you're not going to be seeing me at home a lot, all right? So you need to also carry your partner along because you need someone that is understanding to, help you through the process. Now, enough of all the distraction. What do you need to know to pass Nclex? I'm going to say content. Content is very, very key. Forget the quantity. The quality is what you should focus on. the content. And when I say content, you should know your basics, your pharmacology, your medical surgical, like the basics, anatomy and physiology, management. You should know the basics. It's very, very important. So if you are particular about content and you're wondering how you can learn your content, I'm going to say you should use Acha. Acha is very, very good for content. I tried to read Sundance in preparation for the exam, but guys, Acha is very, very good for content because the way it was structured, it addresses each systems of the body one by one. Even for the pharmacology, it addresses each system of the body one by one. So it's easy for you to relate and understand and, flow along with the lectures. Now, if you're using Acha, what I'm going to suggest is when you are practicing the lectures and you want to practice your questions, practice accordingly. And what I mean is, if you've read the cardiology system today, practice questions on their cardiology. Don't be too much in a hurry to use your readiness assessment questions. Start with the general question bank first, okay, before you use your readiness assessment and your CATs. Start with the general question bank. So once you read cardiology today, practice cardiology. If you read respiratory, if you follow the lectures on respiratory system, practice the questions on the respiratory system. That way, it helps you to master things better and faster. Another material I'm going to advise you to use is the U-World Study Guide. The U-World Study Guide is very, very helpful because it's able to tackle and answer the questions that the Acha review does not really point out. So when it comes to questions like general things to expect or relatable ideas, for example, I got a question in my exam and the question was like, a baby came in, the baby is allergic to latex. What kind of food would you advise the baby not to have? And it was under the SATA question. And I saw avocado, I saw pineapple, I saw banana, I saw one other thing. It was from the knowledge of what I saw in my U-World Study Guide that I was able to pick that, okay, banana and avocado both have something similar to latex material. So I was able to choose banana and avocado as the food that baby should not have. You get what I'm saying? So for those kind of questions that are not really nonsense questions, but they are like questions that they expect you to be able to think and, pick out. They want to pick your brain and see how smart you are as a nurse. You get what I'm saying? So for questions like that, you might want to, read the U-World Study Guide for such questions. Okay. I'm going to say there's no point buying a lot of question banks. Because the truth is, Nclex does not repeat questions. They don't. I practice the all Acha questions. I practice the all U-World questions. I followed the all lectures in Acha. I followed all the lectures in U-World and not a single question was repeated for Nclex. So Nclex will not repeat questions, but the relatable knowledge you've gotten and idea that you've gotten, not only while practicing the question bank, but also while working on the word. That's why it is much more important that you pay attention to the things you do at your job. For example, they were asking me about gent level. I didn't come across gent level in the study materials I read. In the questions I practiced, there was no gent level. But they were asking me, oh, when do you check for gent level of a patient who has just finished receiving gentamicin at 7 a.m. And I had the option of 7:30, 8 a.m., 8:30 night. You get. So because of the knowledge of what I had done on the ward, we had, I've been doing gent levels for my patients. I was able to answer that question based on that knowledge. So there's not exactly a repeat of questions for Nclex. However, there are some basic things you need to know, common concepts like troponin level, infecting mononucleosis, all those common concepts and common ideas that you need to know that you can actually use to relate with the questions that you are being asked, or you learning ECG, difference between STEMI and non-STEMI MI. For the content now, because I'm beginning to sound gibberish to people who are not so familiar with all of this. But for the content, use Archer. Archer is good for content. Very, very good for content. So use Archer. For you to know more and to move more, use your study guides for more. For more. Now, if you are the type that you don't really like to read or watch videos that much, you prefer your things in acronym, in short bits here and there, you like to scribble and jot in short bits and you like acronyms, I would suggest Simple Nursing videos on YouTube. That guy is so good. It makes learning very, very interesting, very, very exciting. Like, I'm always looking forward to hearing his voice. I'm always looking forward to him coming up with all those acronyms, all those relatable concepts and ideas and everything. So yeah, you guys, if you're looking for relatable videos where it feels like you're chatting with a teacher, then I'll say you should use Simple Nursing video. Like, it was helpful for me. It was helpful for me. I remember when the guy was, teaching cardiology system, and he went about talking through what you should learn on ECG and how to know the patterns and all those things, and he was talking about the acronyms. Guys, just go watch it. I'm not here to lecture you, but go watch that guy, Simple Nursing, on YouTube. That's the name. Planning your time. I'm not going to say that you should use a particular study calendar, but with the Archer subscription, sorry, I didn't mention, for the Archer that I'm talking about, you need to subscribe. So you can do a month subscription, you can do 3 months, I think you can do 6 weeks, you can do 3 months and more. So I did a 3-month subscription. So for the 3-month subscription, it comes with a study calendar. So the study calendar has calendar for 3 weeks, 6 weeks, and 12 weeks, if I still remember clearly. But what I did was I used the 3 weeks calendar study first. I used it again. Then I now use the 6 weeks calendar. That was what I did. So it's going to give you a breakdown of how you should study, the concepts you should read, and all that. And that was what I did. So what I do is, on days when I'm working, I work 12 hours shift. So I go to work 7 a.m. I come back home. Before I get home and everything is 8:30, depending on the timing of the bus, if my husband is not able to pick me up. Once I get home at 8:30, I feed my children, put them to bed. Then from 11 o'clock, I eat, take a shower. From 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock, I'm reading, I'm studying. So I tell myself I have 3 hours. Because if you want to go by the videos on Archer, an average video can take you like 1 hour. So some days I have to spend 2 hours studying the videos. So once I watch the videos for 2 hours, I spend 1 hour practicing questions. Once I practice the question, I see my score, I shut down my laptop, I go to sleep. I'm on long day the following day, I do that. On my break at work, what I do is I now review the answers to the question I had practiced the previous night on my break period to familiarize and master the concepts better. Then when I get back home, I repeat the same thing, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. I repeat the same thing and do the same thing. That was how I studied. I sacrificed my sleep. Then on my off days, what I did was I go to the library, because my son is off to nursery. My daughter is not so much of a lot of work. So once I sort her out, she's eating, she's satisfied, I go to my work library to spend like 3 to 4 hours dedicated on reading and studying. That was how I was able to study and manage and practice and work my way through the whole 3 months, November to January, that I used to prepare for the exams. All right. So I'm not saying you should use my method hook, line, and sinker. I'm just giving you an ideology on how I was able to plan myself, plan my time to prepare for the Nclex exam, and how I was able to manage it. So yeah, content is key for Nclex. Content is very, very key. Read your UWorld study guide, follow the Archer review, do the subscription and follow the review. Should you use UWorld practice questions? Honestly, guys, I used UWorld practice questions. Do I regret it? No. But did they repeat the questions? No. So I personally feel that if you have the actual review and you read the U-Word study guide, I personally feel that those two should be enough for you, honestly. And you watch simple nursing videos, they should be enough for you to pass the exam. Honestly, they should be. As long as you're practicing as a nurse, you've been a nurse for like 2 years on the minimum, you're practicing as a nurse, some things are just basic. You should be able to follow and, carry through and manage. Because Acha has like over 2,000 past questions, over 2,000 questions in their question bank. That is more than enough. Really, it's more than enough. So just follow through, read your study guide, follow through on the systems. There are some systems that you might find a little cumbersome. You can break them into bits and just do them stage by stage. Anatomy of physiology first, then their message, then their pharmacology. So yeah, that's basically it. And that was what I used and I passed on my first attempts. So yeah, that's everything I have to say in this video, guys. Let me know if you have further questions. Drop them in the comments and I would answer you. If you need further details on how you can prepare, or you feel that you still need extra touch, a personal touch from me on how you can prepare for your Nclex exam, send me a DM on Instagram, The Immigrant Nurse, and we can talk things through and plan around it. Okay, I'm always here to help, always. All right. Okay, guys, I hope you find this video helpful. I hope it has answered 1 or 2 questions for you. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay blessed. Bye. Let me know the next video you want me to film on this USRM pathway, because I am planning to take you guys along with me and we're gonna go to the US together. Okay. Let me know if there's any other video ideas you want me to film on the USRM pathway, and I will definitely find time to sit down and film the video for you. Okay, all right then. If you have not subscribed and you have watched up to this point, click the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like it, share. All right, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, stay safe and stay blessed. Bye. If you want the U-Word study guide, you want the download, send me a DM on Instagram. I've got here.